You are heading into a new school year, and if you don't have a system for tracking your service minutes in place, you are going to feel it by October. We have IEP meetings, compliance audits, your coordinator asking how many service minutes you've delivered this year, and you're scrambling through notes and stickies to figure out what you did. And you have no clean answer, and that's super frustrating, and we don't want to be there. Trust me, I have been there, and I have worked in enough schools to know that most of the systems out there are either too complicated or just not built for how case managers actually work. So I built my own. Hi, I'm Rachel from the Behavior Check-in. I'm a K-12 behavior specialist and special education teacher, and I make resources that actually work in real classrooms. Today, I'm walking you through my ultimate service minute tracker. It's one system, set up at once, automatic all year long. It really is plug and play and go. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing, I'm going to take you to the dashboard. This is where all your information lives. Once we set everything up, you will be able to see this dashboard. It auto-populates everything. You don't need to do any of the math on this. You don't need to mess with anything on this. This just is what it looks like, how it auto-populates. So as you put in students, it's going to create these graphs that you will be able to see at a glance. If you notice, we have the date up here. This auto-populates as well. If you need to go back and see past minutes, you can click on it and you can change the date. To change it back to auto-populating, you just copy and paste this formula right here and put it into the H cell, and it'll bring you back to what you need again to restore it. That is the easiest way to restore. If we're looking over here, like I said, it'll show you the minutes the student has per week. It'll say the minutes provided. We're in a week where we didn't provide any minutes, so that's why you're seeing zeros right here. It'll show the minutes remaining that they have to do, whether it was met or not, how much they've had delivered for this year, how many minutes they have for the entire year, the percentage they have left to meet, status, met, not met, and so on. So you can see all of this with the service type, everything here. So now I'm going to take you through and show you how we get to this and what you need to set up. So come back and reference this as many times as you need to. I have made this so it's pretty much plug and play, but I want to make sure that I show you step by step. So if you run into any issues, you can solve a lot of them by watching this video. The very first thing I want to take you to is my how to use tab. This is your reference for any issues you may come up on. I have done my best to make this as easy to follow as possible with any things that you might need to troubleshoot. This is where you're going to come back and make sure that you have everything that you need anytime you potentially get stuck. You can see up here that I have watched the full setup video. Once this video is live, that link will be in there. So I'm just gonna show you real fast. Goes through all of the instructions that you need and even like common asked questions. So reference this anytime you need it. Please do not delete the how to use tab, because if you need to go back or anybody else needs to go back and read the instructions, it is available. My advice to you is to set up a master copy of this and hold on to it in case anything happens, and then you can come back to it. So the next thing that I want to take you to, and I have a little lock on there, I want you to know this, we are not messing with anything in here other than the things that I will show you to edit. We do not want to delete this. This has to stay in here for this sheet to work. So we go to lists. I'm going to make it easier for you to see. So we're going to go up and look at this. So this is where all your drop downs live. It controls everything else in this tracker. The only thing that you should edit in this is column E. All right. So right over here, this is where you would put in all of your different service providers. You can add more through column E, but it's in column E. So this is what I gave you to start out with, but you can add more if needed. So what is really critical is the service types can be adjusted here. This is where we edit them. If you edit them back anywhere else, it is going to mess up your sheet. This is where you edit them if you need to, and then it'll auto-populate into your sheet. So I really want you to understand that we customize this here before they start entering any caseload data in. Once they start logging, we do not change these, all right? Once it's in there, this is what it is. So put in everything that you need. I'm going to stress that. Everything else in this tab, we do not touch it. We do not delete anything, or it'll break the drop downs across the entire tracker. So once again, this is where we start everything and we set it up. You can edit these here. We just don't edit them anywhere else in the sheet. Here is the caseload setup. So this is where you enter every student once you have them at the start of the year. So we have the student's name, the IEP start date, the end date, the service drop down that we referenced back in the lists, and the minutes per week. And you just enter in any student. So I will just make up a random student here. Amy Jones. These are all made up, guys. I'll just put in the IEP info. And then, as we talked about from the lists, you can pick your service types, whatever you call them in your district that you had set up in your lists. And then you can put in the minutes, and these are all minutes per week. That's how I have it set up. And then you can see that it auto-populates. We have little locks up here because we are not messing with any of this. All right, this auto-populates. The only thing we're editing is over here. So I want to remind you that you only do this once when you're putting in the new IEP information. So if you have multiple services for one student, so example, speech, behavior support, whatever, they're each going to get a separate row. So I know I'm going to get a question about this, so I did put an answer in my how-to section on what to do if a student's IEP is updated in the middle of the year. So you do have two options. So for example, let's say that it's Annabelle, her IEP is updated. What you can do is you can just go in and you can update the minutes for the new IEP, put in the new dates, and write the notes in there. That's one way. If you want to have a record of it and keep that running record going, then you could put Annabelle down here, and then you could put in 27, 28. If you are thinking you're going to do that, you can do that when you start it out. So you have the year, the IEP over here, if you want to do that. And then you would fill in the rest of the information, and you would do this for all of Annabelle's service minutes. So her SAI and her speech, and that would be added. And then that way you have that other form right here. So you would just put in her new IEP start date, end date, and then it would transfer over. So that's how you would handle any IEPs that are updated, amended, or changed throughout the year in the caseload setup. This is a service log. This is where you're going to live. This is where you're going to put everything in every single day. This is where your service providers are going to put in all of their information every single time. So if we go in here, you can just pick the day. Then we pick our student from our drop down. This is what we got from our caseload setup. So we just pick a student. We're going to do Amy Jones, and Amy has behavior, and we saw her for 30 minutes. And then we have a provider that we have in here that we can pick. Remember, our provider all comes from our lists, so you're going to get all your drop down options from this list. Do not edit in here. Do not edit in here. I'm going to keep saying that. We edit it in the lists. So then you put in the kind of support that you had. You can put in any notes that you have. Notice over here in the gray, we do not edit this. It auto-populates. So now we're going to go back into the dashboard, and you're going to see everything. You can see that we had just added Amy stuff. That's why it's blue for this week. And you can see what we have over here. She doesn't have any missing minutes, so that's why it looks like that. She got all of her minutes in that time. These other students have missing minutes for the week. That's why we're seeing them on the graph. And we're seeing her as blue because it's minutes provided, and these are all the minutes remaining. So if I went back in there and I did my service log, and I put it in for today, and I'm going to pick Anna, and we did her speech minutes, and she only got like 15, and then we'll put in a service provider. Okay, and then we see that it auto-populates. Then we go over our dashboard. You'll see right there, Anna's speech was in there. And then you can see that Anna has had 15 minutes provided, and this is how much she has left. We scroll down, we can see that Amy's all good. She got everything she needed. She is met for the week. This is the audit-ready tab, the big picture view of the whole year. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can kind of see everything all in one spot. So we have our progress bars, and they auto-calculate based on everything that we logged in the service log. This is what you are going to hand into an administrator or share with an administrator during any kind of compliance check. So there is no entry that is needed over here either. It pulls everything automatically from what you put in the service tab. And I want you to know that the more consistently you log in the service tab, the more accurate this tab is. So if we don't stay on top of it, it's not going to give us the best data. So just make sure we put our minutes in this way, then we'll be able to see it. So that's it. One file, all set up at once at the start of the year. And it tracks everything for you, weekly, monthly, and audit ready whenever you need it. So there's no more scrambling, no more guessing, and no more showing up to a meeting looking unprepared. The link is in the description. Grab it now while you still have time to set it up before your school year starts, because October you does not want to be figuring this out under pressure. If this video helped you, please like this video and subscribe. I post every week for special education teachers and behavior specialists who want systems and strategies that actually work. And if you grab the tracker, please leave a review on my TPT. 2 minutes from you helps another teacher find exactly what they need. And I really do appreciate your feedback. Make sure to leave a comment. I check all of them, and I will see you next week.